Now, we have a demonstration from my good friend Nelson. Nelson Jennings, he's the Reverend J. Nelson Jennings, who serves Christ's mission as a networker, instructor, preacher, scholar, and author. Among many other roles, he edits the English edition of the online journal Global Missiology. Nelson, while based in northeastern USA, has many relationships with Korea and with Japan. But today he is here to represent AMRI, where he also serves. AMRI, the Alliance of Mission Researchers and Institutions. Nelson.
Hello, everyone. I'm grateful to be with you and to share about AMRIConnect. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go ahead and go to the site by typing in AMRIConnect and take you directly to the platform. Now, I'm using my laptop. A smartphone would be fine as well. Let me just say, you might be tempted to, if you have an additional device with you, to go to the platform yourself right away and track as I demonstrate. I would discourage you from doing that right now. By all means, do it later, but I wouldn't want you to miss a few tips that you might otherwise just not hear if you're exploring on your own right now, but by all means do it later. Now, I want you to note that the site is indeed multilingual. It's in 8 different languages. Now, ideally, all of your preferred languages would be functional on the site, but that wouldn't be practical, and so the platform has been launched in 8 languages. And so you can see on the top right, there's a pull-down menu, and you can switch to any of the 8 languages on the pull-down menu: Arabic, English, Spanish, French, Bahasa Indonesian, Korean, Portuguese, and Mandarin. So it will switch to any language to which that you choose, for example, Mandarin. Now, I want you to note, I can do this, if I close out the site, the default language will come back. It will stay in that same language that when I logged out. And if I happen if I change to a login, it will go to the default language, which for me is English. The platform's default language is to what your operating system is. But if you close out the site, come back in, it will go to the actual language that you were using. So I'm going to log out, back out, because I want to show some public functions first. Now, of course, the thing is not going exactly the way I planned, but that's okay. So I'm logging out. Now I'm on the public site for AMRIConnect. You'll note in the beginning, in the middle, prominently displayed share, connect, collaborate. Those are the 3 main purposes. And we'll explore those in a little bit. Across the top and across the bottom, you have the headings for community, publications, organizations, and people. Now, except for organizations, people, publications, community are the same links as you have here in the middle. Now, again, we'll explore all of those shortly. Also, at the top and at the bottom, you have an About AMRI link. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to increase the font size because it's a bit small. And let's read just a little bit about AMRI. First, AMRIConnect is a creative approach to collaboration and mission research developed by the Alliance of Mission Researchers and Institutions. Note, this is for both organizations, institutions, networks, agencies, churches, and individuals. Mission researchers is for both. Now, we're not going to read this whole page. You can read on your own the AMRI vision, the AMRI mission, and the various issues being addressed that gave rise to AMRI beginning around 4 or 5 years ago. That history of AMRIConnect's development is outlined in the project history. And then you'll see some of the key features that are listed, the multilingual capability, which we've already begun to see a little bit. The intuitive user-friendly interface. We had a meeting of various people back in February 2019, and this user-friendly character was emphasized by many of us. Public and secure platforms. Right now, we're looking at the public site. You need to be a member to get in, so there are security measures. And once you're in as a member and registered, message boarding, able to do analysis of topics that are being researched or not or missed, and then the presence of both academic research and practitioner research materials come to the fore. There's information further below about the steering group and key alliance institutions. I should point out that the steering group and the key alliance institutions are worldwide, more worldwide than we indicated right here. And there's a key hosting role that's being played by the Oxford Center for Mission Studies in Oxford. And because of the UK base and because the IT developer has been in Oxford, you'll see that some of the spelling is British spelling. The listing of dates is in British order. That's because of that UK base, just so you will know. Now, let me go back to the home page, and we'll continue to look together at the public site. A few more points to point out to you on the public site, a few more links at the bottom. You can go see what the IT developers are about, the global initiative. There are links for terms and conditions and about, and privacy policy. Both of these come up when you actually register. There's a link to the AMRIConnect YouTube channel. By all means, use these. There are introductory videos in all of the 8 languages, 2 in English, and all the others. Plus, there's a recording of the February 2022 launch event that was held online. Now, back to the home page. You'll see at the top a red donate button. Anyone is free financially to contribute, of course. You should know, however, that use of AMRIConnect is totally free to individuals. There are no dues, no requirement to pay any sort of an annual fee. Organizations that join are asked to make a regular contribution that is commensurate with their income levels. So large academic institutions would be asked to pay a substantial contribution. Smaller ones, not so much, but that's how the finances work. Now again, we're still, let me just let you see the donation pages real quickly. You'll just see how that works. And again, the payments actually go through OCMS because of their hosting gifts that are made to AMRIConnect. We're still on the public site. Now notice if I click community, I'm asked to log in. Same with organizations, same with people, but still logged out, public site. If I go to publications, there's a limited amount of information, namely titles of certain publications that AMRIConnect registered users have uploaded and given permission to be known publicly. Only the titles of those works are available to public. There is a search function that works for those as well. So for example, if I type in Africa, different titles will come up that are related to Africa that have been uploaded onto the site by registered workers. Now, to give you a little taste again of the difference for registered and unregistered workers, let me log in, go to publications again, do a search on Africa, and you can see much more extensive information that comes up about those various publications. If I do a general search on Africa, even more information comes up about those publications, about different communities that have been started on the site that are connected with Africa, different organizations that are registered that are Africa connected, and different people that one way or another are Africa connected. You can also see on my profile picture has come up when I'm logged in, and there's a My Home page where it shows for me the different communities, organizations, my publications that are connected. Okay, now that I've just begun to whet your appetite for how much user can do, I've logged back out. Let me show you how to register. You click the login register button. Click the register button, not the login, but the green register button, and then you'll see that there are different categories that you are to fill out. Let me just point out again, this is true on every single page because the site is multilingual. You can switch to whatever language and every page will be functional in that language. The entire site functions in that way. I want you to be assured that if you really are much more comfortable in Korean or in Bahasa Indonesian or French or whatever the case might be, Portuguese, all the site is functional in Portuguese for you. Now at the bottom here, when you register, let me just go back to English, which is the main language of this conference. You'll see at the very bottom of the registration page, different commitments that new registrants are to click. This is the main screening mechanism for those who are registering. And individuals who register need to affirm their commitment to the vision and mission of AMRI, which affirms a confession of faith, and other sorts of commitments that are made. For organizations, the administrators check around to make sure about the particular organization, what it might be, before they are verified. Now, let me log back in and show you a little bit more of the user capabilities. For publications, there's a little notation over here. It might be hard for you to read because of the small type, but some of the publications that have been uploaded, and it depends on the register use of the member and what they choose to do when they upload a publication. Some will only have the abstract, and all abstracts are in English and whatever other language. All the abstracts are translated in English so that people can access at least on that language, but some of the articles will have a full text. And so, for example, let's go to read more. We want to read more about this particular publication. We go and there's the abstract, other details, when it was uploaded, September 15th of this year, author's name, how to reach a link for the publication. You will see that only the abstract is available for full access. I need to go through Sage more, but that's what is available, and other information, keywords of what appear in the article. If I want to pursue the author, I go to his page. I see what sorts of communities on the site he's involved with, organizations he's connected with on the site, what other publications he might have uploaded. In this case, this is the only one. And if I want to connect with the author, and we'll see this again when we go to people, I can connect via email, but in a secure way. I can choose the reason that I want to connect. I want to ask you more. I want to get your paper. I want to discuss with you your research, discuss collaboration, learn more about your organization, whatever the case might be. And then I can submit my request, and then this person will receive an email from me. I don't know that person's email address yet. That's up to the recipient if they want to reply. And so that's just another security measure that is in place. So there are various capabilities in connection with the publications function. Let's go to community. All users can create a new community by going to create a community. And all of these have been created by AMRIConnect members. And you see some of those that are here. Here's another page. They function in whatever language you want to function in. And let's say that once the site gets much more populated and there are many more communities, and I want to know if there's something, let's say, about Islam. Let me see here. There is one on Islamic studies, I find out. Is there anything, a community that's discussing movements? I type in movements. I don't see something. But I think there is something. There it is. And so there are ways to search for communities. There are ways to create a community, and then within that community, different members of AMRIConnect can collaborate together. Let's go to organizations. Again, I'm just whetting your appetite. The best way you're going to become familiar with the site is to join and poke around yourself. Here are different organizations that are a part of AMRIConnect. Let's suppose I want to find an organization that is a seminary. It calls itself a seminary, and they come
Nelson,
Yes.
You've had 15 minutes, but you've got about 5 more, including questions. If you want to stop or carry on, it's up to you.
I'll take a couple of more minutes here, and what I'll do is I'll go to the people, because when you go to people and you scroll down, you see that we have close to 400 members now, and that's ever growing. And the steering group, together with the developers, is trying to come up with a way to make searching and seeing who members are a bit more manageable. I mean, if I want to find someone in the middle of the English alphabet, I just have to kind of guess at this point, or I can type in a name and see, well, let's see, where is this Jennings guy I heard about? There he is. And so there are different ways you can search for people, and then you can see about that person. Again, this is returning what the same thing as my homepage, essentially, and see what is available there. In any case, I hope that this brief live demonstration gives you a feel for the potential for this site for connecting academic institution, mission organizations, individual researchers, whatever the case might be. It's very flexible. It's meant to incorporate all sorts of people all around the world to give voice to those who don't have enough voice yet. And I'm open to some questions now. And yes, I will be on after the main session for further questions as well.